What if I told you? The stars you see in the night sky are only a tiny fraction of a galaxy so massive that humanity becomes almost invisible inside it. Every night when humans look into the sky, they see stars scattered across the darkness like distant points of light. To most people, it feels peaceful, almost simple. But hidden behind that beauty is something so enormous that the human mind struggles to truly understand it. Because those stars are not randomly floating in space. They are part of a gigantic cosmic structure called the Milky Way, the galaxy humanity has lived inside since the beginning of existence. And the Milky Way is far larger than most people could ever imagine. Human beings often think of Earth as their world, their center of life, their entire reality. But Earth is only one planet orbiting one ordinary star called the Sun, and the Sun itself is only one tiny star among hundreds of billions of stars spread across the Milky Way galaxy. That realization changes perspective completely, because it means humanity is not standing at the center of the universe. Humans are living inside a tiny corner of an unimaginably vast cosmic system stretching across enormous distances beyond normal comprehension. The Milky Way itself is a spiral galaxy, a gigantic rotating structure filled with stars, planets, gas clouds, cosmic dust, and mysteries scientists are still trying to understand. From above, it would look like a massive, glowing spiral spinning slowly through space over billions of years, and somewhere within one of its outer spiral arms exists the solar system. That means every human who has ever lived, every civilization, every war, every dream, every achievement in history has existed inside one tiny region of one galaxy among countless others in the universe. And perhaps the most astonishing part is how full the Milky Way truly is. Scientists estimate there may be hundreds of billions of stars inside this galaxy. Alone, stars nom Milky Way, not Brooks 100 text. 400 billion around many of those stars may exist planets. Some could be frozen worlds, some may be burning wastelands. Others might contain oceans, atmospheres, or environments completely unlike anything humans have ever imagined. The Milky Way is not empty space. It is an entire cosmic ecosystem operating on a scale far beyond ordinary human thinking. And yet, humans cannot even see most of it clearly from Earth. What people observe in the night sky is only a small glimpse of the galaxy surrounding them. The glowing band, sometimes visible across dark skies, is actually part of the Milky Way itself. Billions of distant stars blending together into a river of light across the darkness. Humans are literally looking at their own galaxy from within it. That alone feels almost unreal, because people spend daily life focused on small concerns, work, stress, problems, routines, while above them exists a structure so enormous it makes Earth seem microscopic. Entire human history becomes tiny compared to the age and scale of the Milky Way. Galaxy itself has existed for billions of years before humans appeared. Stars have been forming and dying inside it long before Earth even existed. Massive cosmic events have shaped its structure across time periods so vast, the human brain struggles to imagine them fully. And still, the Milky Way continues moving silently through space right now. Every star inside it, including the Sun, is orbiting around the center of the galaxy. Humanity is traveling through the universe constantly without even feeling it. That thought changes the way reality feels, because suddenly, Earth no longer seems isolated or central. It becomes part of something far greater, a massive cosmic system filled with stars, planets, mystery, and distances beyond imagination. And maybe that is what makes the Milky Way so powerful emotionally. It reminds humanity that existence is far bigger than human perception. Gigantic galaxy filled with billions of stars, silently carrying humanity through the darkness of space, reminding the world that Earth is only a tiny light inside something unimaginably vast. The human mind struggles to truly understand large numbers. People can imagine a city, a country, even a planet. But when it comes to the true scale of the Milky Way galaxy, normal human thinking begins to break apart completely, because the Milky Way is not just large. It is so enormous that even light, the fastest thing known in the universe, requires more than 100,000 years to travel across it. And that single fact changes everything. Light moves at approximately 300,000 kilometers every second. See, approx 3 on times 10 or 8 ms in 1 second. Light could circle Earth multiple times. In just 8 minutes, sunlight reaches our planet from the sun across 150 million kilometers of space. To humans, that speed feels almost instantaneous. It is beyond anything civilization has ever achieved. And yet, inside the Milky Way, even light appears slow, because the galaxy itself stretches across distances so immense that light takes over 100,000 years to cross from one side to the other. Diameter Milky Way. Naprox 100 Gleaser. Light years. Think about what that really means. The light leaving one edge of the galaxy would continue traveling through space for longer than all of recorded human history before finally reaching the opposite side. Human civilizations rise and fall in just a few thousand years. Empires appear and disappear. Entire generations live and die. And during all of that time, light would still be crossing the Milky Way. That scale is almost impossible to emotionally process, because humans naturally experience life through small distances and short time periods. A few kilometers feels far, a lifetime feels long, but the Milky Way exists on a completely different level of reality where distances are measured in light years and time stretches across cosmic ages. Even the nearest stars beyond the sun are separated by enormous distances. If humans attempted to travel there using current technology, the journey could take tens of thousands of years. The universe is not just big, it is overwhelmingly vast, and perhaps that is why space often feels both beautiful and terrifying at the same time. Because once humans truly understand the scale involved, they begin realizing how isolated planets and stars actually are. The stars humans see close together in the night sky are often separated by unimaginable distances. In reality, the Milky Way is not crowded like a city, it is mostly emptiness, spread across gigantic scales. And yet, despite that emptiness, the galaxy still contains hundreds of billions of stars, planetary systems, nebulae, and cosmic structures all moving through space. Together, the solar system itself is constantly orbiting around the center of the Milky Way, and completing just one full orbit takes approximately 225 million years among Earth's galactic orbit, approx 225 million years. That means since dinosaurs disappeared from Earth, the solar system has not even completed one full journey around the galaxy. Think about how ancient that truly is. Human history becomes almost invisible beside cosmic timescales like these, and perhaps this is what makes the Milky Way so powerful to think about. It forces humans to confront the limits of their own perception. Daily worries suddenly feel smaller. Personal problems begin shrinking beside distances measured across galaxies, because the Milky Way reveals a universe operating on scales far beyond normal human experience, a galaxy so enormous that even light needs over 100,000 years to cross it, silently reminding humanity that the universe is not built on human proportions, but on distances and time beyond imagination itself. At the very center of the Milky Way galaxy, hidden behind enormous clouds of cosmic dust and unimaginable distances, exists something so powerful that it silently controls the movement of stars across the galaxy itself, something invisible, terrifying, and almost impossible for the human mind to fully comprehend. A supermassive black hole, and not just any black hole. The one at the center of the Milky Way is believed to contain millions of times the mass of our sun compressed into a region far smaller than most people could imagine. Blackham Hole. Approx 4 in times 10 or 6 more, sun scientists call it Sagittarius A, and despite being invisible directly, its presence is undeniable because of the way nearby stars move around it. Entire stars orbit something they cannot escape from, a hidden gravitational force so intense that space itself bends around it. That idea alone feels unreal. Because a black hole is not simply a giant object floating in space. It is a region where gravity becomes so powerful that nothing can escape once it crosses a boundary known as the event horizon. Not matter, not planets, not even light itself, far escape. That is why black holes appear completely dark. Light cannot leave them. They become invisible wounds in space, detectable only through the effects they have on surrounding matter and gravity. And somewhere in the center of the Milky Way, this invisible force quietly shapes the galaxy. Stars orbit around it over millions of years. Gas clouds spiral toward it, Entire regions of the galaxy are influenced by its gravitational pull. The solar system itself, carrying Earth and humanity through space, is orbiting around the center of the Milky Way. Because of the gravitational structure connected to this immense central mass, humanity is moving around a black hole right now without even feeling it, and perhaps that is what makes the idea so unsettling, because black holes challenge human understanding of reality itself. The laws of physics humans understand begin behaving strangely near them. Time slows under extreme gravity. Space bends. Matter collapses beyond comprehension. The closer science looks at black holes, the more mysterious the universe becomes. Even Einstein's theories predicted their existence long before humans could observe evidence for them directly. MC2, and today, scientists continue studying black holes because they may hold answers to some of the biggest mysteries in physics: gravity, space, and time itself. But emotionally, the black hole at the center of the Milky Way represents something even deeper. It reminds humanity that the universe is not built only from light, stars, and beauty. There are also regions of darkness beyond normal understanding. For centuries, humans looked into the night sky thinking stars were the center of cosmic reality, but hidden behind that beauty existed invisible forces powerful enough to control entire galaxies. Silently, and humanity only recently discovered them. That realization changes the way people see the universe itself, because it means reality is far stranger than human intuition naturally assumes. Massive invisible objects can exist in the darkness of space, shaping galaxies while remaining almost impossible to observe directly. The Milky Way itself is organized partly around something humans cannot even truly see, and perhaps that is the most humbling part of all: human civilization. All of recorded history, every person who has ever lived, exists inside a galaxy quietly orbiting around an invisible cosmic abyss at its center. A supermassive black hole hidden in the darkness, silently controlling the movement of stars across the Milky Way, reminding humanity that the universe contains forces far stranger and more powerful than anything the human mind evolved to fully understand. For most of human history, people believed Earth was unique. A single world filled with life surrounded by an empty universe. And from the perspective of daily life, that idea still feels emotionally natural. Humans look around and see oceans, forests, skies, animals, civilizations, and consciousness existing together on one small planet. But the deeper science studies the Milky Way galaxy, the more one unsettling possibility continues growing stronger. Humanity may not be alone, because the Milky Way is filled with planets beyond imagination. Scientists now believe there could be billions of planets orbiting stars throughout the galaxy. Planets, Milky Way, 100 billion, and among them, many may exist within what scientists call the habitable zone, the region around a star where temperatures could allow liquid water to exist. Habitable zone, right arrow. Liquid and water. That matters because water is considered one of the essential ingredients for life as humans understand it. And suddenly, the question changes completely, because if billions of planets exist, and even a tiny percentage contain conditions suitable for life, then the possibility of life elsewhere in the Milky Way becomes difficult to ignore. Some of those worlds may be completely lifeless. Others could contain simple microscopic organisms hidden beneath oceans or ice. But somewhere among billions of planets, could intelligent civilizations also exist? That is one of the greatest unanswered questions in human history, and perhaps one of the most terrifying. Because if humanity is alone in a galaxy this enormous, that feels extraordinary. But if humanity is not alone, then somewhere in the darkness of space, other minds may also be looking toward the stars wondering the exact same thing. The silence of the universe becomes mysterious. Scientists have searched for signals from intelligent civilizations for decades. Massive radio telescopes listen carefully for unusual patterns coming from distant stars. Space missions search for planets with atmospheres capable of supporting life. Researchers study strange cosmic signals hoping to find evidence of something beyond Earth. And yet, the universe remains silent, at least so far. This mystery is often called the Fermi paradox. If lifen is common, where is or everyone, because statistically, The Milky Way seems large enough that intelligent life should exist somewhere else. And yet humans have found no confirmed evidence of advanced extraterrestrial civilizations. That silence creates endless possibilities. Maybe intelligent life is extremely rare. Maybe civilizations destroy themselves before reaching advanced space travel. Maybe the distances between stars are simply too enormous for communication. Or perhaps humanity is still too early, too small, and too limited to detect what already exists out there. And when people truly think about the scale of the Milky Way, the idea becomes even more fascinating. Light itself can take thousands of years to travel between distant regions of the galaxy. Entire civilizations could rise and disappear before their signals ever reached another world. The universe may not be empty. It may simply be unimaginably vast and isolated. And emotionally, that thought changes the way humans see themselves. Because Earth no longer feels like the guaranteed center of life. It becomes one possible world among billions inside one galaxy among countless others. Humanity becomes part of a much larger cosmic question. Are humans unique, or are they simply one intelligent species among many hidden across the darkness of the Milky Way? No one truly knows. And perhaps that mystery is what makes the galaxy feel so powerful. A vast ocean of stars containing billions of unknown worlds. Somewhere in the darkness, possibly holding life, intelligence, or civilizations humanity has never imagined, quietly reminding Earth that the universe may be far less empty than humans once believed. Despite all the technology humanity has built, despite telescopes powerful enough to observe distant galaxies and spacecraft capable of traveling beyond the solar system, the truth is that humans still know surprisingly little about the Milky Way galaxy they live inside. In fact, most of the Milky Way remains unknown. That realization feels almost unbelievable at first. How can humanity live inside a galaxy while still understanding only a small part of it? But the answer lies in the sheer scale, complexity, and hidden structure of the galaxy itself. The Milky Way is enormous beyond ordinary comprehension. It contains hundreds of billions of stars spread across unimaginable distances. Entire regions are hidden behind massive clouds of cosmic dust that block visible light completely. Humans cannot simply look across the galaxy. Clearly, it is as though civilization is trapped inside a gigantic cosmic forest trying to understand the entire landscape, while standing deep within it, and even modern telescopes face limitations. Some areas of the galaxy are impossible to observe directly using ordinary visible light because thick clouds of gas and dust absorb it completely. Scientists must rely on infrared, radio waves, X-rays, and other forms of detection to slowly reveal hidden structures beyond human eyesight. The Milky Way is filled with invisible things. Massive nebulae where stars are born. Ancient dead stars collapsing silently in darkness. Black holes hidden between distant regions. Giant molecular clouds stretching across light years of space, and then there is dark matter, perhaps one of the greatest mysteries in modern science. Scientists discovered that the visible matter inside the Milky Way does not create enough gravity to explain how the galaxy behaves. Stars move too quickly. Galactic structures remain stable in ways that should not be possible, based only on visible matter. So researchers believe something invisible exists throughout the galaxy. Something humans cannot directly see, something called dark matter. Visible matter, total ungravitational mass according to current theories. Dark matter may make up most of the mass inside the Milky Way, yet no one fully understands what it actually is. Think about how strange that sounds. Humanity may be living inside a galaxy mostly made of something invisible and fundamentally unknown. And even beyond dark matter, countless mysteries remain unsolved. Scientists still debate exactly how the Milky Way formed billions of years ago. They continue studying how stars evolve, how black holes influence galaxies, and how cosmic structures interact over time. The deeper science explores space, the more mystery appears, and perhaps that is what makes the Milky Way feel so extraordinary emotionally as well as scientifically, because it reminds humanity that knowledge is still incomplete. People often speak as though science has explained everything already, but the Milky Way proves the opposite. Humanity is still discovering basic truths about the galaxy surrounding Earth. Entire regions remain unexplored. Entire phenomena remain misunderstood. The universe is still filled with unanswered questions. And maybe that is beautiful, because mystery keeps humanity searching. It pushes civilizations to explore, study, imagine, and look beyond the limits of current understanding. Every discovery reveals something astonishing, and also reveals how much remains unknown. The Milky Way becomes a symbol of that endless search for understanding. A gigantic cosmic structure hiding secrets behind darkness, distance, and invisible forces. Quietly reminding humanity that even after centuries of science and exploration, most of the galaxy remains beyond human understanding. There is something deeply humbling about looking into the night sky and realizing that the Milky Way galaxy surrounding humanity is so enormous that Earth becomes almost invisible within it. Human beings spend their lives focused on cities, countries, personal problems, ambitions, fears, and daily routines. Yet all of it exists on one tiny planet orbiting one ordinary star inside a galaxy containing hundreds of billions of stars. And suddenly, everything feels different, because the Milky Way changes perspective. From Earth, human life feels large. Civilizations rise and fall. History feels important. Human emotions feel overwhelming. But the moment people begin understanding the true scale of the galaxy, they realize how small humanity truly is compared to the universe surrounding it. Earth is not the center of existence. It is a tiny world suspended inside a massive spiral galaxy moving silently through space. Earth hun subset solar system, subset Milky Way barter subset universe. And perhaps that realization could feel frightening at first, because humans naturally want importance, certainty, and control. But the Milky Way reveals a universe operating on scales far beyond ordinary human understanding. Stars live and die over billions of years. Galaxies collide slowly across cosmic time. Light travels for thousands of years between distant regions of space. Human history becomes only a brief moment inside something ancient and enormous. And yet, strangely, this realization also creates beauty, because despite being small, humanity is still capable of wonder. Tiny creatures living on a small planet somehow develop the ability to observe galaxies, study black holes, calculate the speed of light, and ask questions about existence itself. The universe produced conscious beings, capable of looking back at the cosmos and trying to understand it. That alone feels extraordinary. The Milky Way is not only a reminder of human smallness, it is also a reminder of human awareness, because somewhere inside this galaxy, on one small planet beneath one ordinary star, living minds emerged capable of curiosity, imagination, science, art, emotion, and thought. Humans may be physically small compared to the galaxy, but consciousness itself feels incredibly meaningful against the silence of space. And maybe that is why people feel awe when looking toward the stars. Because deep down, humans recognize they are connected to something much larger than themselves. The atoms inside the human body were formed in ancient stars billions of years ago. The oxygen people breathe, the carbon inside cells, the iron inside blood, all originated through cosmic processes long before Earth existed. Humans are literally made from material created inside stars. Humans, right arrow. Stardust, that means the Milky Way is not separate from humanity. Humanity is part of it. Every person alive exists because the universe evolved in exactly the right way for life to emerge, inside one galaxy among countless others. And despite all the darkness, distance, and mystery, humans still continue searching for understanding. That search itself becomes beautiful, because the Milky Way reminds people that existence is both fragile and extraordinary at the same time. Human life may be tiny compared to galaxies, but the ability to experience wonder, meaning, and awareness inside such a vast universe makes life feel even more valuable. And perhaps that is the deepest message hidden inside the Milky Way. Not simply that humans are small, but that even within an unimaginably vast universe, consciousness still found a way to look into the darkness and ask questions about its own existence. A galaxy filled with billions of stars, quietly reminding humanity that while Earth may be tiny in the universe, the ability to wonder about the universe itself may be one of the rarest and most extraordinary things of all. And maybe the most beautiful truth about the Milky Way is that inside an endless universe of darkness, humanity still learned how to look up and wonder.